Hi everybody, this is Pax again. Hey, I wanted to do a video on these notes. If you ever go into the guild and go into the roster, you will see these notes, and you may go, "What the heck is that stuff?" Okay, or what does it mean, and why are they doing it? So I want to do a video on that. So um, you can if you want to see all of the layouts, I think I have them on mine as a clone. So if you look at mine, let's go down these. So the very first one, that is a date based on not, it's based on when you enter the guild, but like let's say someone gets added to the guild, they won't have a note. So either myself or one of the administrators will come in and put a date there. Now, that date is whenever they enter it plus 14 days in the future, a couple weeks into the future. So when we ever look at that date, we can use it to determine, is that person, been doing anything in the guild? They've been contributing in the guild, and we can look at that date. If we say, well, they're not contributing, well, when did they come in? Well, that was a month ago or whatever. You see, so it's always that grace period, and then it's past that. Anyway, that's what that's for, because they don't give us a date of when someone joins the guild, so we use that. The next one. Now these two, the 100K club and the 1 million club, those you're really going to have one or the other. We used to have both, but we're going to stop that because there's limited text on this right here. How many characters you can have. So, I mean, it's based on a rolling 30 days. Down here, it's 30 days in sales. So, basically, I'd go offline. I would sort everybody on sales, and I'd look down this and see, hey, if you're in the 100K club, you have 100K and over, or if you're in the million, you get that. So, let me go back here. So that's all that means, and it's just an achievement. It's just I guess I should talk about the main reason why we use the notes, and when I say we, is the administrators or the people on site, is we have 500 spots, and so we want people to be active in the guild. And there's not a whole lot of information to tell us how active in the guild. So we want to try to do things to see how to try to keep the people that are participating and the ones that aren't participating for whatever reason, because there's people that join and don't do anything, or they join and just they never log in, right? I mean, here's our first check. If I sort this by I put everybody offline and I come here, well, this person hasn't even logged in for a month. I mean, 2 months, and so forth. So these people aren't participating in the guild for one reason. Now here's one that they did great, but they haven't been here for 2 months. I mean, what a bummer, right? Well, when we, so every week, the first thing I'm going to do as a standard thing, probably starting this next week, is anybody that is a crater level that hasn't been on for 14 days. There'll be exceptions, okay, but we'll just boot them. They can come back in, but we're just going to automatically clear them out. And the reason is, I guess I talked about this. We want to keep this number at 499, and I'll explain why not 500. Is because for a couple reasons. The reason it's not 500 is people can come in here. Anyone in the general population can come in here and find a guild, browse guilds, okay? And what you'll see here is this number here. That's how many active. So if a person doesn't even log on, ESO won't call them as within 15 days, 14 or 15 days, then they won't register as active. Okay, so the system, you can be in the guild, but you're not active. And so we want to keep that up as high as possible. And the reason we do that is because to get our trader every week, there's competitors that go out there and look, and if they see you have low numbers, they know that you're a weak guild. You don't have as much money, and if they want that spot, they'll just outbid it. Okay, so we want active members. Okay, and it's not just that. I mean, we want people who play the game and participate in our guild, and share the load of the trader and other things. It's not all about that, right? And so that's our lowest denominator thing. To say, hey, you have to log in 14 days and um, the rank is the lowest setting. So we're going to keep those cleaned out. I let it go. I did a big purge. We're trying to build it back up. I'm going to purge again, and we'll get it in line. So every week we'll just purge those and keep it up. Do a better job just taking care of that. We'll do it right after the auction. I'll put it on the agenda. And so, and then while I'm at it, if you do things, and I'll show you what those things are, and you get promoted to Snuffler, well, that means that you're not in this group, and you've done some sort of participation, and that kind of lets you know, hey, if you're promoted, you've participated in a level that you aren't going to be the one that's going to get bumped up, even if you haven't logged on for 14 days. However, when we do get these cleaned up, we will start looking at those, right? Because if you notice on here, um, they are a snuffler because they have participated, but they don't log on. So that's a bummer. You don't know. I don't know what the reasons. You don't know. Okay. So see, here's another one because they sold. So who knows what the reasons are. Okay, so let's go. Let me get back to the ranks. Oh, I wanted to tie it together. So if you look here on the home page, I put here on the background information where it says suggested ways to give. So buy and sell in the guild, enter in the raffle, deposit items in the guild bank, bid, winning bid in the auction, win a bid in the crown auction, which I need to get that going again. So we have that regular. That's really in demand. Or donate gold by emailing. The reason these are on the list, one of the reasons, is that all these can be logged and indicated on our end, say, hey, this person's participating. So all these are just fine to participate. Okay. And so, and go back to the listing here. Where am I? Where's old PAX at? Okay, so let's look at that. So let's continue going down this. So you'll see that. So those were the 100K, the million. You'll have one or the other. Master Crafter, that I have people ask me, say, hey, let people know I'm a Master Crafter. So we add that in there. You have to ask for that, and then we'll put it in your thing. Then now you see the raffle, right? Raffle question mark. I'll hit that in a minute. Let me resort this since they'll keep moving my cursor. Okay. So that is if you participated in the raffle, and the question mark is which raffle. So if you look here at the top here, see we're on 11, okay, where it'll say 11. So, um, and we'll look at an example of somebody. So then you have auction if you participate in auction, if you donated items, if you donated gold, which that's the question mark is which week, right? If you help guildies, now that particular one is a tough one to get because I have to be paying attention, right? So if I'm paying attention in the guild chat here and I just see it and I go, that person is really, then I'll go out and I'll add that in. I mean, there's not a mechanical way other than idiot Pax happens to notice you, and even if you're doing it and Pax is logged on, Pax may not be paying attention because he's an idiot, right? So it doesn't mean that you don't help. It's just that I didn't pay attention. All it means is Pax saw you and he put that there. Okay. So, and when I say help, you're helping in all different kinds of ways. Um, and then the last one, that one is is a weird, a little different one. So what that means is, let's start on the reverse of that. So that RSF, that means nothing except it's just a unique code, a random code. Just stick it in there. And what that means is that you're paired with someone. So, for example, me, Eva, my wife, she has that same code. So the H is husband, W is wife, and then that's paired with that. So we have cases where somebody plays with their spouse, or they play with their daughter, or they play with their grandkids, or they have friends. It doesn't matter. But I have cases where I don't want to boot somebody else out of the guild. Maybe somebody wasn't participating, aren't really doing anything, but they're in the guild. But their friend is, or their wife or spouse is doing a lot in the guild. Well, they do things together. They watch the guild chatters together. So I'm not going to boot one out, and so I have to have some mechanism to stop that from happening, right? And so I put in something like that to stop that, try to stop that or keep that to the minimum. So, um, so let's go look at some. I can just come down. Here's Ripper. You can see he has, he participated in the auction. Now, if you guys see things that aren't clean like that, we just haven't got to it. I'm trying to do this each week and kind of clean it up as I go. So some people, if they don't have a date, it's because you're probably one of the original ones. And I think I used 10/01/20 as an original date. I don't know if that's a date, but if you ever get that and you go, that's not when I started, that's probably because I have no idea. And so I just put that as a starting date, just like him. He's been here forever. Um, and then like he doesn't have a raffle because he hasn't played in the current. But let's say the next one's 11 and he participated, then it'll start saying 11. I'm only keeping the last one. I'm not going to do a history because it doesn't mean it's not. The whole point is to look at it and say, hey, this person participates, and this is at what level. And the reason I put the raffle 10 or auction 10 or whatever it is so you know how old it is. If somebody did the raffle once doesn't mean they're participating 10 months from now. So anyway, hopefully that kind of explains what those are. It's interesting to see, and you can see why we're doing it. We're trying to try to help us get um, better quality, people, and not have the load on a small percentage of people. And then on these ranks, what I want to, and of course they'll change time to time, but I wanted to give you guys an idea. If you're in these areas, I want to give you an idea if you want to move up what it is. So this one's the initial area, okay, and to get here, there's some level of participation rate, and then you get to be this. If you're going to come here, this one's a little differently. I mean, these two are almost really they can be kind of the same, but these kersnufflers or kerfufflers is people that um, play, actually run dungeons and do activities, get into Discord. It's usually a Discord run dungeon, and frequently they do it with other kerflufflers. Then you get to be that. So if you go, hey, I'm here, I've been here, and I want to get here for whatever your reason is, the best way to get from here to here is to, or even you can jump all the way there, is for people to know, friend these people and run these things and talk to them in Discord and get to know them, and boom, that'll put you in this category. Okay. Um, and these are administrators, right? Right now, the recruiters. Like if you have a friend that you want in the guild, you can tell them to fill out the application, okay? Or you can send an email to any of the ones that's in this group. But if they do fill out make sure they say it in the email. Say, hey, I'm friends with such and such in the guild, or something like that, so they know. Um, I think that's it. Try not to beat me up over us up too much if your things are out of whack. Like this one, it doesn't have a date, but we'll get to it eventually. Okay. And if you have any questions or concerns, oh, I wanted to show you. So I do this notification here. It gets updated. You guys probably see it or ignore it. So I try to up the top. I put in the last date. I updated it, and there's good information. I try to make it useful information, no junk information. So hopefully you guys peek at that. And if it comes up more than once, I only do it once. I don't know what's up with the system because I know that it irritates me, and I know it irritates you guys. So anyway, if you guys have any questions or any comments, send me an email, and I'll see you out in the virtual world. Thanks. Bye.